Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Salmi and everyone. Today I would like to present about anatomical part in nervous system. But in this video, I will explain detail about the division of our brain. So in this slide, you can see there are 5 major divisions of brain, which is forebrain have telencephalon and diencephalon. In midbrain only have mesencephalon, while in hindbrain have metacephalon and myencephalon. So let me move to each division specifically. Okay, in forebrain consists cerebrum, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Cerebrum is the uppermost part of the brain and it contains the major lobes of the brain, which are frontal lobes, parietal lobes, temporal lobes, occipital lobes. Its function is enable, responsible for receiving and giving meaning to information from sense organ as well as controlling the body. So let's move to the another slide, which is lobes of brain in cerebrum. As I had mentioned just now, the cerebrum contains 4 major lobes of brain. The frontal lobes, which is in the yellow color, is situated anterior to the center of sulcus, and it is associated mainly with voluntary motor function, planning, motivation, motion, and social judgment. Second is parietal lobe. Parietal lobe is posterior to the central sulcus, is in the pink color. This lobe mainly concerned with sensory function of the somatosensory category, such as touch, stretch, movement, temperature, and pain. Third is the temporal lobes, that's in the green color, is separated from the frontal parietal lobes by the lateral sulcus. It is associated with hearing, learning, visual, memory, and language. The last lobe is the occipital lobes, is located at the rear of the cerebrum. This is in the blue color. Its function is the visual processing center of the brain. Okay, next is thalamus. Thalamus is the small structure within the brain and it's located between brainstem and cerebral hemisphere. And its function as cell station to all main sensory system except olfactory pathway. The last part in forebrain is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a portion of the brain that contains a number of small nuclei with variety of function. It's located at base of the brain near the pituitary gland, and its function is in controlling many bodily functions, including the release of hormones from pituitary gland. Okay, let's move to the another part, which is second part, major division of the brain, which is midbrain. Okay, this is the figure of the midbrain. Okay, in midbrain is situated around cerebral aqueduct between cerebrum above the bones, and it consists of group of cell bodies and nerve fiber which connect the cerebrum with a lower part of brain, and its functions are important in motor movement, particularly movement of the eyes and auditory and visual processing. This is the last part of division in our brain, which is hindbrain. Hindbrain consists of bones, medulla oblongata, and cerebellum. The bones is located above the medulla oblongata and below the midbrain. Its functions are release sensory information to cerebellum, connect forebrain to hindbrain, regulates breathing, and involved in control of sleep cycle. Next is medulla oblongata. You can see the figure of medulla oblongata in the arrow that I drew in the slide. Medulla oblongata is a long stem-like structure which makes up the lower part of brainstem. It's located between spinal cord and bones. Its functions are passing messages between your spinal cord and brain, regulating your cardiovascular and respiratory system. The last part in hindbrain is cerebrum. You can see the figure of cerebrum in my slide. Cerebrum is located in posterior cranial fossa, and it is the one of the three major motor control center of the brain: cerebral cortex, basal ganglia, and cerebellum. The function of the cerebrum are coordinated by synergistic action or reflexes, voluntary muscular activity. Voluntary muscular activity, which is to harmonize muscle tone, maintain normal body posture. Okay, this is the reference that I searched from internet, and to get more information about this video, this content of the major division of the brain. And thanks for your listening. I hope that you are understand about the anatomical part in division of our brain.